Hello, I'm Professor Rich and this is TYT History. Today I actually am going to do something a little different. I'm going to do two different videos that are intended to inform each other. So if you watch this one, please watch my video on 1963 and JFK's decision to endorse the Civil Rights Act. But what I want to do today is focus on one event in 1963, which is the events in Birmingham, Alabama regarding desegregation. Now, many of you are probably familiar with Birmingham, but I want to give you a little more depth to the story. And what really inspired me to do this was the story that came out this week regarding Sheriff Joe Arpaio in Maricopa County, Arizona. The spotlight that's being shown on him. When I think about Joe Arpaio, I think about Bull Connor, who was in Birmingham in 1963. The comparison isn't perfect by any means, and I'm not suggesting that they're equivalent. But I do think there are some interesting parallels. So let's talk about Birmingham. Martin Luther King was looking for someone like Bull Connor. He was looking for somebody that he could go and protest peacefully in front of and would overreact. And the idea was, just like Gandhi had done in India, that the overreaction would become the story. It would show up on TVs in our living rooms, and it would generate sympathy for his movement. And so, in some sense, the Civil Rights Movement owes some gratitude to Bull Connor, which is kind of perverse in a way. But JFK himself will actually say, the Civil Rights Movement should thank God for Bull Connor. He's done as much for it as Abraham Lincoln. Now, in Birmingham, the Civil Rights Movement's having a tough time. In 1955, the state of Alabama made the NAACP illegal in the state. And in Birmingham particularly, two reverends, Wyatt T. Walker and Fred Shuttlesworth, will be organizing protests and demonstrations. At one point, the courts will order the public parks desegregated, and the city will, in response to this, just simply close down the parks. There are frequent bombings of the reverends' homes as well as other places where the black communities gather and congregate. And then, of course, you have Bull Connor. Now, Bull Connor's job is he's the Commissioner of Public Safety, and this is an elected position. And he is becoming increasingly extreme as civil rights and desegregation become the story, similar to the way Joe Arpaio has. And in 1962, he's going to stand for election, and he's going to lose to a more moderate candidate. The city government and Connor himself will claim that there is a loophole that establishes that his term doesn't end in 63 like everybody had thought it did, but in fact it will end in 1965, and Connor will illegally retain office, which is one of the things that made him such a great target for Martin Luther King to go protest against. King himself had recently attempted something similar in a place called Albany, Georgia, but it had failed. The response wasn't terribly dramatic. It wasn't covered well in the media. And in fact, it was called a morass. There just wasn't a lot of energy around that particular event. And so King is eager to find a place where he can get a lot of attention and try to, as they would say in the 60s, heighten the contradictions and bring the civil rights movement into people's homes. Connor's having all kinds of problems. For one thing, like many people at the time, he believed that the NAACP was a communist conspiracy and Martin Luther King was a Soviet agent sent here to destroy American society. That was actually a very common conservative argument during the day. The FBI had wanted to send observers into Connor's office to make sure that he was obeying the rules and respecting civil rights. Very similar to what Joe Arpaio is now resisting. And Connor will have a similar reaction as well. He'll say he hadn't got any damn apology for the FBI or anyone else. And he'll follow that up with, if the North keeps trying to cram this thing down our throats, there's going to be bloodshed, a direct threat to the federal government. Now, as for the movement itself in Alabama that's going to become so famous, it's really going to begin on April 3rd when Shuttlesworth and Walker organize students to sit in. This is done with the Southern Christian Leadership Council, which is Dr. King's organization. They're also going to boycott businesses. In fact, a white clerk will tell a black woman who goes into a store to buy Easter shoes that she can't believe she's in there trying to buy shoes while her people are out there protesting. She's actually not being racist here. She's saying, why aren't you supporting the protest? So that's an interesting story as well. On April 12th of 1963, it's Good Friday, and by then Dr. King has arrived, and they are going to parade. Dr. King is going to say before the parade, I am ready to go to jail, are you? And in fact he will. Him and dozens of others will get arrested. This will be Dr. King's 13th arrest. It's also going to be the arrest during which he writes his iconic letter from a Birmingham jail. King is denied his right to an attorney. And he refuses to post bail, understanding that him in prison is a more powerful symbol and does more for his movement than him being released. Connor will also not allow King to call to make a phone call, and particularly King wants to call his wife Coretta, who's just had a baby, and desperately wants to hear from her husband. Coretta Scott King will call JFK. She'll call the President of the United States. And JFK calls her back. And this is very famous. JFK offering the support to the King family in this time of crisis and clearly weighing on their side is really a key moment in the evolution of JFK's stance on civil rights. He does call back. He gets Martin Luther King a phone call on a tapped phone, of course. We have wiretapping back then as well. But Dr. King does get to talk to his wife. King will also write his letter from a Birmingham jail at this point, which will include many of his most famous quotes and also have the clearest articulation of his philosophy and the methods he plans on using to try to win civil rights for his people. For example, in the letter from Birmingham jail, we'll get, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Justice too long delayed is justice denied," which is a Gladstone quote, a British politician, but has become often associated with Martin Luther King. And finally, "Wait has almost always meant never," in response to people who tell them to wait and one day they'll get their rights. On May 2nd, after King is finally gotten out of jail, they will launch the controversial Children's Crusade. This is where Dr. King and the other leaders decide to send school children out to try to segregate public facilities. Bull Connor takes the bait. He is going to attack the children with fire hoses. And this will be on the evening news. People will sit at home and watch this. Many people who are older than I am probably remember this very vividly. The water hoses being turned on these kids. But it was controversial. Bobby Kennedy at this point will come out in support of the movement as well publicly, although he will express some reservations about using the children. Malcolm X will express strong reservations, saying real men don't put their children on the firing line. Wyatt T. Walker, one of the organizers of the movement in Birmingham, will say, "Negro children will get a better education in 5 days in jail than in 5 months in a segregated school." And in fact, they are arrested in large numbers and thrown in jail. A front page photo, a very famous photo I'm showing you here, will appear in newspapers across the nation above the fold, including the New York Times and the Washington Post, and become one of the iconic images of the civil rights movement, the 60s, and American history overall. You've probably seen it. On May 3rd, they will march again. This is the next day. More fire hoses. Fire hoses with the pressure turned up so high it can strip bark off trees and strip mortar away from bricks. And of course, they're going to release the dogs. A reporter who had covered World War II is on the scene, and he's going to call it the most frightening and disturbing scene he'd ever seen in his life. And this is a man who had reported on warfare. Life magazine photographer Charles Moore will take another iconic photo, and it will run in Life magazine with the caption, "They fight a fire that won't go out." Bull Connor's response to this is, "They should have got meaner dogs." The President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, calls the whole episode shameful. At this point, the country is really going to turn on segregation in a big way. Connor will say about the protesters, if you ask half of them what freedom means, they couldn't tell you, which I think today we see as a particularly ironic quote. On May 6th, it's a Sunday, they are going to try to integrate, black folks are going to try to integrate churches. The Roman Catholic Church, the Episcopalian Church, and the Presbyterian Church will allow the black folks in to partake in Sunday services, but the other churches will not. Celebrities begin to come to the area, like Joan Baez, among others. The jails are overflowing by this point. Bull Connor is having to set up emergency stockades in public areas to hold the overflow of prison. The Soviet Union spends 25% of its time covering the Birmingham story and the mass imprisonments. By early May, there's over 2,500 people in jail. But the protests are actually larger than they've ever been. There's more than 3,000 protesters in the first week of May. And the city government of Birmingham collapses under the weight of all of this pressure. Bobby Kennedy prepares to send the National Guard and the 2nd Infantry in, who are stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia. The situation is getting out of hand. Finally, business owners in Birmingham who've been uncomfortable about what's been going on for some time and have been losing a lot of money thanks to the boycotts, particularly national chains that had stores in Birmingham who were taking a lot of heat for their segregated policies, will broker a deal with the civil rights leaders. But the politicians in Birmingham reject it, believing that it's in their best interest, are taking some sort of moral stand on protecting segregation. Unions will raise money across the country. Lots of major unions will raise $237,000 to bail out everybody who's in jail. That's $1.8 million in 2012 dollars. So that's a major effort here, as the unions are going to get involved in the civil rights movement in a big way here. Hours after Martin Luther King leaves, his hotel room is bombed in an attempt to kill him. When the police come to investigate, civil rights protesters begin throwing rocks at the police, and at this point Bobby Kennedy sends the army in. A little late perhaps, but the army does arrive and restore order in Birmingham. So I wanted to tell this story. First off, it's a great American story, and it's an important American story that you probably know a little bit about, but maybe didn't know the detail. But I also want to take a look at Bull Connor, and I want you to think about a guy like Sheriff Joe Arpaio, rejecting federal involvement, claiming states' rights. I didn't mention this, but Connor was brutal to African Americans who were arrested. He used all kinds of hate language, included the N-word many times. There's dozens of quotes on tape of Bull Connor using that term, among others. And he denied civil rights on a regular basis. And when the federal government tried to tell him what to do, he took his conservative stand on states' rights. So anyway, when I think about Joe Arpaio, I often look back on Bull Connor. Now I would say Bull Connor was worse, but Joe Arpaio is bad enough that he probably needs to go. So what do you think? Is my comparison between Bull Connor and Joe Arpaio valid? Is it fair? Let me know. I've got incredibly smart viewers. My comment sections are always amazing. So leave me a note. Let's have a conversation about it. Anyway, I hope you take a minute and watch the second video I'm going to do today, which is going to be on the year 1963 and JFK's decision to call for a civil rights bill, which I want to contrast to Obama's decision this last week to come out and say he was in favor of gay rights, and try to give you some more context to this story. Anyway, I'm Professor Rich. That was TYT History, and I really hope you learned something.